Lil Yachty is public enemy number 1 right now after his interview with Bootleg Kev. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I wanted to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Yachty. Yachty is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I put money on what the weather is going to be every day on Yachty. I check the weather app when I wake up. And really all I do is I look at what the highest temperature is going to be for the day. Then I go on Yachty and place a prediction on what I think the highest temperature is going to be for the day. I'll say probably 7 out of 10 times my weather prediction hits. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But if you want to get paid by predicting weather on a daily basis, you can do so on Yachty by clicking the link in my description and downloading the app and using code FLACO to get $10 on your first deposit. During the interview, he talked about how the rap old heads, or like the old school rap old heads, how they canceled him back in 2017. And how he regretted how apologetic he was during the cancellation. And if he had to redo it, he would do things all over again because he feels like he was actually right. Now, if you guys forgot why they canceled him back in 2017, they canceled Lil Yachty because Lil Yachty would do interviews where he would say things like, oh, Tupac is boring and Biggie is overrated.
It's overrated. I don't know. I've never listened. I'm not gonna say I've never listened. I've like heard like the stuff, his stuff in movies and stuff. I grew up very sheltered. I can't say the same for him. I can't say the same for him.
Boy situation happened, and then they ask you about the Notorious B.I.G. and you're
that was
honest.
Actually before, technically, but
no, that was before. But but timeline wise,
after,
it came out after, right? So they ask you about the Notorious B.I.G. and then you're just like, yeah, he's overrated to me. You know what I mean? Right. And then that happened, and then
that was crazy.
That was crazy, right? Yeah, because then people take it very personal when it comes to Biggie. And
at the time, I wasn't really understanding that, but now I'm at a point where I understand, it's a lot serious, to specific people, because it's just like, I don't know, he's just one of those subjects that just like,
It's touchy, dog. Him and Pac, it's touchy. It's emotional. People are invested.
Exactly. And, I'm from a new generation where I just wasn't as emotionally connected, but I'm at a point now in life where I understand it.
Yeah.
And I respect it, and, so...
You learn from it.
Exactly.
I always thought the backlash that Lil Yachty was getting for what he said about Tupac and Biggie was kind of like nonsense from my perspective, because Lil Yachty was 19 years old in 2017. Lil Yachty was in IEP classes his entire education, right? And from kindergarten to high school, Lil Yachty was in IEP classes with 4 kids. Lil Yachty was not listening to Tupac. Lil Yachty at that time probably couldn't even understand or comprehend what Tupac was saying. Right now, again, Lil Yachty has taken leaps in growth, and Lil Yachty right now is like a normal functioning adult who's really smart. But at the time, Lil Yachty was this dumb kid who could barely articulate or say a sentence. Of course, he wasn't listening to Biggie or Pac. So I never understood the backlash because, you would expect that coming from people like Lil Yachty. But Lil Yachty got a lot of backlash. As you can see, he was pretty apologetic. He says, he understands it now. He didn't understand it then. But he kind of had to say it because Lil Yachty was treated like public enemy number 1. I remember his Breakfast Club interview where Charlamagne the God tells him that he's literally the face of whack rappers. Like, he's like the poster child for whack rappers right now because that's how they treated him. Like, all the old head, super rap rappers, right? They had multiple diss records towards Lil Yachty. They had multiple disses towards Yachty. I think at some point, Diddy dissed Lil Yachty.
Then pitch it and then kind of just punch in. Yeah. For the most part. But I write a lot, too.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said Drake was better than Biggie and Tupac, right? One time.
No, I never said that.
What did you say?
I recorded that. I didn't say nothing. I held the phone and recorded my friends arguing with my manager and Cody Shane's mother.
What do you think about Hov?
I never cared about that.
I think Jay-Z is one of the smartest artists, along with P. Diddy.
Mm-hmm. And nice guys, too.
I think P. Diddy hates me.
Why?
Because it was bigger remarks. I haven't spoken to him, though. I remember he posted a video on the internet talking about new rappers. I just felt like he was targeted straight at me.
Oh, he said that thing. But see, that's you. That's you being in your own head. Because like I told you earlier, you are the poster child for whack rappers. If they want to say somebody's whack, they say you.
You're not the poster child for whack rappers.
It happens. No. It happens every few years. It was Trinidad James at one point.
Whoa, that's what I'm in?
Yes, perception-wise.
But we in 2 different lanes, man, Trinidad James. I feel like to even say that I took his spot, like he was there, and then I stepped in.
Don't get me wrong. I think Lil Yachty's opinion on Tupac and Biggie was absolutely wrong, right? It was just disastrously wrong. But he was a kid at that time, right? He was a child, so you kind of expect dumb things like that from him. I do kind of feel like the treatment he received was a tad bit unfair. Well, Lil Yachty was on Bootleg Kev podcast earlier this week, and he was speaking about those times. And he take back all the apology, all the PR thing he did, because now he's standing on it. Now, he didn't say Tupac and Biggie specifically, but he speaks on that particular era.
Yeah. Yo, you came out of this SoundCloud era that is it's historically important because we got so many incredible artists, but also there was so much crazy bullshit that kind of came out of that era as well.
But every era, you know, so funny. I remember when I went to do my research on just like the music that came before me. It was a lot of bullshit that came out of the '90s.
It's fair.
A lot of bullshit that came out in the fucking '80s and early 2000s. But they act like only the 2016 and up.
I just think it was a little more. I think it was a little more. It was a little more elevated.
Sure,
the amounts of bullshit,
but not all of it.
No, you're right.
There's some stuff out there but it's so crazy. I remember in 2016, before I did my research, I didn't know this. If it was 2016 and I knew it was so much bullshit in the 90s, I'd be like, yo, y'all fucking tripping. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of weak ass shit going on out there. And just to be, as a matter of fact, actually, you know what's so crazy to me? I think about all the time, I always think about the first song in hip hop. I hope this don't frighten me. It probably will. And I always think about a hip, a hop, a hip.
Rapper's Delight.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll be thinking like, damn, bro, y'all be really acting like we just just couldn't. Like we was the only niggas saying some shit that didn't make no sense. You know
that dropped in 1979. What followed that was not bullshit. Like that was not the consensus, right? Even now. You know, there's people like Playboy Cardi, right, who drop, you know, inaudible music. But, you know, that's not the consensus. That's not, like, that don't represent what's going on in hip-hop currently, right? You know, there's people like Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, right, J.I.D. There are actual spitters. Even though you might consider her artistic, there are actual spitters, right? If you think about the era of rap, you don't just look at Playboy Cardi and say, yeah, Playboy Cardi speaks for, you know, this era of rap. He doesn't. Now there are obviously Cardi and his minions who are, you know, got a lot of momentum. They take up a lot of real estate in hip hop. But you don't say, hey, man, because Playboy Cardi is really popular, that, you know, that rap in 2026 was, you know, right? No, that's not rap, okay? Just like that era. Now, again, that era probably had a lot of BS. If you probably go back to like the early 80s, you'll probably hear a lot of BS. But there was a lot of legendary stuff coming out of it, right? So all in all, now if Lil Yachty is saying, yo, all eras had BS, had some BS, but y'all just hyper-focused on 2016, 2017, 2018, I agree. But I do feel like much of why they hyper-focus on 2016, 2017, and 2018 is because of the transition. Before the mumble rap era, rap was in a lyrical state. People still cared about the music and the content. Right, there was pushback. Like when Kanye started to get steam, there was pushback on Kanye overtaking 50 Cent and Drake having his wave and him being more melodic. There was pushback against that. But the music, you know, was so profound that people kind of accepted it. But when they started to see the SoundCloud era gain steam, the novice and the hip hop heads say, see, I told y'all, this is why we were critical of Kanye and Drake, because we understood the natural progression. Started off with Kanye and Drake being more melodical, and now these kids is bastardizing hip-hop. That's what it was. It was the old heads saying, haha, we told y'all what was going to happen.
And niggas was hipping and hopping in. And I'm like, come on, bro, that shit was weak as hell, bro. Like, niggas be acting like, no, bro, come on. Yeah, I do unshoe my brother to the store, and I went in the grocery store with it. Come on, bro. Y'all acting like that shit wasn't weak. That shit was dumb weak, bro. But niggas be acting like we was the only ones that made some crazy shit. I think, I agree with you. I do think that there was more intention probably, right? You had more. You had a DMX and you had a Busta Rhymes and you had a Tupac and you had all these
Tribe Called Quest,
all these,
Nas,
of course, and you know, yes, you had all these Prodigy and
I've seen that
Mobb Deep. So you did have, there was a lot more. You know what I will say? I think that hip hop lost its
like it's what's the word for like just like the way there was division. Like if you was from the West, you sounded like it. If you was from the North, you sounded like it.
Yeah, I think the region.
Unfortunately for Lil Yachty, this clip hit the timeline around the same time as his like Just Incredible freestyle dropped. So people is looking at this clip and then like a new freestyle drop where Lil Yachty is reading off the phone during the freestyle. And people are like, hold on, man, this the guy that's critiquing our era? So unfortunately for him, those two things dropped, didn't help him. But when this clip hit the timeline, Lil Yachty is now public enemy number one. People are on social media tearing Lil Yachty a new a-hole. One user says the worst rappers of this era go on white boys' pods and shit on the origins of the form. Genre is overdue for a calling. I don't feel like Lil Yachty is one of the worst rappers of this era. I feel like that stigma probably applied when he first started. But Lil Yachty has kind of proven that he's a really good rapper. Like, he's like a really, really, really great rapper. Now, you could probably critique Lil Yachty, stealing flows from certain regions that he don't belong to. Like Lil Yachty having that, like, Detroit wave. And then Lil Yachty, I feel like recently, is now trying to adopt, like, I don't know, kind of like a deep South wave. You feel me? Like a Louisiana wave. So that's that. But outside of that, like, Lil Yachty is a great rapper. Now, shitting on the genre, I don't know. I feel like, it's hard for me to critique Lil Yachty having this opinion on the old heads when y'all didn't consider this shitting on the genre when the old heads was doing it, right? Like when the old heads was talking about, oh, rap is dead because these new age rappers in the SoundCloud era, y'all didn't consider it shitting on the genre then, so I'm not going to consider it shitting it now, right? One person says he's probably one of the worst rappers to ever touch a mic. I don't approve of that, man. Somebody says Lil Yachty and his handler, Adam Klugger, that's weak as hell. All right, man. All right. They claiming that Lil Yachty is working for them boys, bro. All right. Somebody says the unk in me wants to be mad at this, but once he started rapping the lyrics, you realize he got a point here. Hey, man. Somebody says whack rappers are getting way too confident. I prefer when they knew they were shit. Lil Yachty's not a whack rapper, bro. Like, I feel like the people who kind of feel like Lil Yachty is a whack rapper right now, those people don't listen to Lil Yachty or haven't listened to Lil Yachty in a while. Lil Yachty stopped being a whack rapper in like 2021. Like Lil Yachty found a fire ghostwriter or he got in the booth, bruh, and like he used like the pandemic to learn how to rap because Lil Yachty is a spitter now. I hate when mediocre, unless the mediocre rappers complain about any rap that's before Rakim era. I don't feel like this era like is uncritiquable, right? No, this era had a bunch of bullshit too. Like, yo, listen, man. I don't feel like anything is beyond critique, especially when Lil Yachty and his peers were offered up for critique as well, right? One person says, again, the issue with Yachty, besides being a terrible rapper, is saying this dumb mess to a white podcaster who won't push back on his lack of cultural awareness. Now listen, Bootleg Kev is white. Bootleg, he is white now, but I gotta defend Bootleg Kev here. And I might say, I'm not gonna. No, Bootleg Kev is not culturally unaware. Now Lil Yachty is, but Bootleg Kev is fully capable of calling out Lil Yachty. If y'all believe that Lil Yachty lacks cultural awareness, Bootleg Kev has been in the culture for a while. Bootleg Kev is somebody who's like a hip hop historian, like Bootleg Kev is not somebody you could like call a vulture. Like that's not a title that has ever, been heaped upon Bootleg Kev. Right? So somebody says Rapper Delight was the first rap record dropped commercially in 79. Foundationally, he claims that critics get on his generation for not saying anything on the mic and then brings up the earliest rap record that broke hip-hop to the world. It's nonsensical. It's like a 90s R&B singer shitting on Robert Johnson. Dumb. You can't dismiss the first of anything. Yachty is frustrated because he's not respected as a rapper. He knows he sucks. He's beyond rudimentary. If he has to shit on a song that dropped before Run DMC, Rakim, Carousels, One Slick Rick, Scarface, Ice Cube, MC Light, Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane, LL, Latifah, etc., that's the tell. Yo, I implore everybody to go ahead and check out like that song that Lil Yachty dropped with J. Cole. and come back and tell me that Lil Yachty is a trash rapper. Let's just find one more, man. I kid you not, Rapper's Delight is a more cohesive story than Lil Yachty has ever told on any rap songs ever. Listen, man, they hate Lil Yachty. I don't agree, but y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this? Do y'all feel like Lil Yachty was out of pocket for this take, or was this take in pocket? Let me know, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another dope video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen where I break down, right, like exactly how T.I. and his son King just exposed 50 Cent and leaked some documents that could end his career. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. And if you enjoy my content, send me a hype. Click on the hype button below this video. Hypes is how you push the videos of creators that you like in the algorithm. So if you rock with my content, please send me a hype to help me push my videos in the algorithm. I'm going to see you guys in this 50 Cent video. Out of here, folks. Peace.